welcome. So basically, in this wonderful reading that I'll be doing, it's kind of a little bit of fun reading, as it is, but this is gonna be how it's gonna be in that way. Basically, it's gonna be how it is. So you know how you basically have your own, your own gut feelings, whether you're basically making yourself laugh and everything else. Well, I'll tell you a little bit of a brief story. Now, not a whole lot. So, whenever you get a chance to, you think to yourself and say, okay, well, if everything isn't going right, go left, right? So the way how this is, if you put things into perspective, go ahead and do it, right? So, this is a funny reading after all. Because it is seems to be funny in one way or another, and you all can tend to make yourselves laugh. But the ability of it, this is a very strong reading that I'm going to do. Yes, it might be for air signs, generally Aquarius, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, or Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. So whether if it's in between the zodiac signs or if it's just like how funny it is, this is how it's going to be in that way. So I'm going to read you the oracle cards that you will see, and I'm going to tell you that. And also, I'm going to see what's happening in the reading that I'm going to be doing, and this is how it's going to be. So let's see what's happening. So the first card, we have caution. Find out more information. Don't overwork yourself. That's very interesting because you have to believe in yourself. You need to find your own research. You're going to look at the research, and you have to build more information, right? That's what it's going to be happening in that way. Okay. Next one is cycles. It says fate, karma, something ending, something beginning. So when you look at that, you think, okay, well, you might have good karma or bad karma, but it all depends on how it seems to be in that way. And when you focus on that, that's what's going to happen in that way. Okay. And last but not least is the honeymoon. Is honeymoon phase, attending someone's wedding. Now, yes, everyone probably goes to weddings. Maybe that could be interesting. But, this might be a very funny reading as it goes along, but you never know, right? So, the way of this is, you need to focus on that, and whenever you go to attend to a wedding, it's kind of interesting. But, it seems to be a happy feeling or maybe not a strong feeling. But wait, this is going to be a funny reading after all. Okay? So, this is going to be how it is. So, we're going to look at those oracle cards. So that's what's happening in that way. So the way how this is going to be happening. So it's between the divine man and the masculine divine woman, the feminine woman. So the way how this is, it's going to be very interesting, but it's very funny and very how it is in that way. And when you focus on it, you have to focus on your own dignity, your own respect, and this is how it seems to be. So the way how this is, it's going to be very interesting, but this is going to be a funniest reading after all. So it might make you laugh, it might make you cry, it might make you say what, in that way. But overall, it all depends on how this reading is going to go. So this is what's happening in that way. And you have to focus on your own way, and you have to see it in the way of how it is. So between the way how it's going to be. So let's see. So we have basically the 6 1 first, there's no celebration, and this is where you're telling the truth. So between the masculine man and the woman, both of them will be seeing what's happening, but when you have no celebration on one side, on the left side and on the right side, you have justice is upright, that means you're telling the truth. But you might be dealing with an Libra as an air sign. But let's see what's happening in this wonderful funny reading as it is. Okay? So, let's see what's happening. So, let's see. Let's see what's going on. So, let's see. Okay, so here we go. So basically, divine man as the six pentacles is upright because there's kindness. So he might be dealing with a Virgo counter Taurus. Kindness goes the right way, and the long perception of how it's going to be in that way. Okay, so when you look at that, it's like, okay, well, kindness is a wonderful feeling. Now on the right side, the woman has the Tower reversed. There's no transformation. Now that's very interesting and how it's going to be, but the way of this is what's going to happen in this way, because this is like a funniest reading ever. So it might make you all laugh. So let's see. Let's see what's happening. So I'm going to clarify the six pentacles on the divine man. The 10 cups first, there's incompletion. Page cups first, there's loyalty. 10 wands first, there's no burdens. 4 swords are there's basically resting and healing. So the way this is, if the man is feeling like he wants loyalty, he wants healing, he wants resting, that's fine, because that's what he's happening, because that's what he wants. Now let's see in that way. Now let's see what the woman wants. 9 cups are there's fulfillment. Page 1 first, there's no invention. Ace 1 first, there's no new beginnings. 5 pentacles are there's prosperity about money. 9 pentacles are there's trust. Exactly. So whether things are going to be going the right way and right perspective, that's all you can do. But the woman might be dealing with a Virgo cover Taurus in that way, right? So whether things to be going good, that's what's happening in that way. Because when you do decide and you put things into perspective, that's all you can do. But the way how this is, in that way, you need to monitor yourself. You need to be bold, be beautiful, be respectful of how it's going to be in that way. It's like, okay, well, everything's going to be all good, but this is how it's happening in that way. So let's see what's happening. So I'm going to clarify this 4 swords for the masculine man. King of Swords is every there's knowledge. Lower Sword, you're making decisions. Knight of Swords is no romance. Emperor is no structure. 8 of Swords is no observation. 7 of Swords, he's feeling deceit. Exactly. So everything is deceiving him. But the way this is, if he understands about having that reputation of where he doesn't want romance, in one way or another he wants to. But if he is going to a wedding and she wants to have, the way how it's going to be, as in having trust, that's what's happening in that way, right? So whether the woman needs to be that, that's what she's happening. So let's see what's happening with this 9 pentacles for the feminine woman. 10 swords is already she wants to have conclusions. Cherry reverse is no progress. Just yours, she's not telling the truth. She's lying about something. That's the way how it goes in that way, whether she wants to be in love with him and she doesn't. But in many ways, if he, as in the man, as on the left side, he wants to feel like what she's going through. She is not telling the truth, but one way or another, she wants to tell the truth, but she's lying about something. That's her instinct. So let me clarify this Justice card. Treacherous, there's no healing. Knight wants first, there's no immaturity. Sun cards are there's positivity. Exactly. She wants to be positive and saying, you know what? I understand what's happening on my side, but you don't need to understand. You don't need it. Well, he wants to say, well, I want it, but she says, no, I don't. So, there's always a compromise, compare and contrast of each other in some way, right? And somehow. So there are things that you need to adapt to move forward and not to go back, right? So way how this is, no matter what it feels, that's what's happening. So let's see what's the 7 of Swords about for this masculine man. King of Swords, he wants support. Queen of Swords is already he wants to have independence. Knight of Swords, there's no drama here. The Terror is no transformation. 3 of Swords, there's no celebration. Devil is no obsessions, addictions. Hierophant is already he wants guidance. Exactly. He wants things to happen one or another, right? Now she needs to have the sun card as positivity. Well, let's say what's happening with that. 9 1 there's no fear. 4 Pentacles there's no pressure about money. 5 there's conflict. 3 1 is over, there's charisma. 3 there's no heartbreak. Page 1 there's no prospects. 8 there's no anxiety. King 1 there's no leadership. 6 1 there's no celebration. 6 Cups there's no past. 8 1 there's no speed. 6 Pentacles reversed, there's no kindness. So she's being rude, and the guy is saying that he wants to be nice. That's why I'm laughing here, because it seems to be funny one way or another. But this is the way how it goes. It's like almost like a pick a punch, but it's not really a pick a punch. That's why I'm laughing. But the way this is, no matter how it is, from the way how this is in that way, it's like everything will be all good, but it's like how it would be, right? How it would be possible to make it possible, right? So whether it's between the man and the woman, both sides can agree, but they can disagree, right? So whether things will be good or bad, that's what's happening in that way, right? So let's see. So the masculine man has the high priestess already. He wants to use the inner voice. What's the female woman? Temperance. So she wants to heal. Okay, so the way how this is, no matter how it goes, let's see what's happening. So let's see what the man wants for this high priestess card. The Hermit, he has the soulmate. Magician, he has no skill. Empress, he has no nourishment. Warrior is incompletion. Yeah, because things are incompletion for him. Okay, well, it does matter in one way or another, but let's just see what's happening on that side. So let's see what's going on for the woman on the Temperance card. Terrorist is no healing. Terrorist is no transformation. She wants to make decisions. Yes, she wants to make decisions for him. He is having incompletion. She doesn't. So this is like between a he or a she in this one way or another. Interesting. So let's see what's happening with this World card. Hangman is already, he wants to have restrictions. He's having bad luck at the same time. Having restrictions, having bad luck are not the same, but they are different words, different emotions of how the masculine man is feeling. Opposite with this Wheel of Fortune. Empress already, he wants structure. Death card is already, he wants endings. So he might be focusing on another Scorpio as a water sign. Okay, so that's very interesting on one or another. So let's see what this Lover's card about for this female woman. Warriors is on obsessions, addictions. Strength is over, there's bravery. So she might be a Leo as a fire sign. That's very interesting. So Scorpio and Leo are different zodiac signs, but they are between, like, they might be compatible, they might be not compatible. That's what seems to be happening in one or another. So in the way how this is, in the way how this determinates of how it's going to be in that way, right? It's like you need to impose of yourself to make the world a better place, right? So the way how this is, no matter how funny this reading is, it's very funny indeed, because the way how this is, it will make you all laugh. It's a funny reading, okay? But the way this is, that's what's happening in that way. So let's see what's happening in the middle of this situation. We have the 6-1 sword, there's celebration. Yeah, so both of them want to celebrate. They want to celebrate because, they might be going to a wedding, and that's what's happening. But the way this is, if the Leo woman and the Scorpio man, both of them will like to feel the same way, alright, that's fine. But going to a wedding, having that celebration, that's fine. But it's like, okay, well, you need to focus on, the way how it's going to be in that way, right? You need to focus on each other, and that's fine. But what this is very funny indeed, because it is funny, one way or another. So let's see what's happening. So I'm going to clarify on the left side for the man. I'll clarify the middle, and I'll clarify on the right side for the woman. So we have 4 swords reversed. There's no recuperation. So that means that there's no resting. Okay. What's the middle? Moon is over there's rotation. So the moon is affected between the Leo and the Scorpio. What's the strength card for the woman? Sun territory is positivity. So she wants to be positive. Okay, so what's happening with this masculine man for this 4 of swords here? Knight of Pentacles already, he wants to have trust. Ace of Pentacles first, there's no growth. Magician already, he wants skill. Emperor reverse, there's no structure. Senator reverse, he's not feeling deceit. Page of Swords is already, he wants to have education. So he wants to have trust and he wants to have education. He's educating the woman. The woman is like saying, well, I'm staying positive. I want to be positive. Okay. But that's what's happening in that way. So let's see what's this moon card about. Page of Cups first, there's no loyalty. Queen of Cups first, there's no empathy. Knight of Cups first, there's no romance. Interesting. Six of Pentacles first, there's no kindness. Okay, so you understand what's happening that way, whether you have no loyalty, whether you have no empathy, when you have no kindness, when you have no romance. It's like between these two, as in the Scorpio man and the Leo woman, both of them are like between, like, okay, attached to each other, but it's not really, right? It's like this is the way how it goes in that way. What's the Sun card for the woman about? 4-1, sorry, she wants to have salvation. 10 Pentacles, sorry, she wants to focus on her career. 8 Swords, sorry, she wants to have understanding. 5-1, sorry, there's chaos. Yeah, she's having chaos right now. 9-1, there's no fear. 4 of Cups, there's no destruction. 2 Swords, sorry, she doesn't know which path she's going to take, left or right. So she wants to have conflict. And 9 of Swords, there's no trauma here. But 6 Cups, sorry, she's focused on the past. Ooh, that's very interesting. So he, as in the man on the left side, he's having the education and trust, and he wants to get educated on the woman, right? So that's why I was laughing earlier. She wants to have conflict, chaos, and she's thinking about the past, about him. Oh my lord, this is funny. So the way how this is, between both of them, and they feel like they are, being rude, disrespectful, that's how it is. This is the way how it seems to be. It's like, okay, well, this is the way how it is in one or another. It's okay. Now, this is going to be how disgraceful it is. So, let's see what's the 6 Pentacles about, and I'm going to clarify this. Judgment reverse is no action. Ace 1 first, there's no new beginnings. 6 1 where there's achievements. Yeah, so both of them want to achieve something, and that's fine. But the way this is, how would that be possible to make possible, right? So the way how this is, no matter what it takes, that's what's happening later in life, right? So whether things will be good or bad, that's how you're going to look at them in that perfect view of how it's going to be in that way. So what's this man about? What is this Page of Swords about? 2-1 first, he has no planning. Stars over, there's inspiration. He wishes upon a star, and 5 Cups, he wants grief. So he's grieving because the man is grieving because the woman is having conflict and she's having about the past. Now between both of them, when they're feeling like this, this is how funny it is in one way or another, because now he's grieving. She's thinking about the past. She wants to have revenge. She has chaos. Like, things are not going as planned for her. But if you're focusing about going to a wedding, for example, and you want to do that together, that's fine. But between a Leo woman and a Scorpio man, both of them they can be attached to each other. That's how it seems to be happening. But the way of this is like, how would that be possible, right? This is how it's going to be the way how it is in one or another. Like this is going to be you're taking your own chance, and this is the way it happens. So let me clarify the 6 ones here. 5 of Pentacles are they're both feeling insecurity. Oh, interesting. Him and sorry, they both want restrictions. 10 of Swords is already there's always these always conclusions. Why this? Why that? Why this? Why that? Oh my. So let's see what's this man about with his five of cups here. Queen wants already he wants to have charisma. Ace cups already he wants to have satisfaction. 7 cups already there's a delusion. Interesting. So he's having a deja vu moment. So what's the woman want with between the revenge, the past, the crossroads, the chaos? Tower's already she wants to have transformation. Everything's changing. Page of Pentacles there's no prospects. 9 of Pentacles she's feeling uncomfortable. King of Pentacles there's no security. Chariot's already she wants to have progress. Yeah, because she wants to have things to be in the right perspective, because that's what's happening in that way. It's like, okay, well, the way how this is, no matter how the outcome is, that's what seems to be in that way. So we have the 8 of Swords first, there's no anxiety. 8 of Cups is over there's introspection, so there's observation. Hermit reverse there's no solitude, because they already have a soulmate together. Like they have been together. Queen of Swords, right, they want to show their independence. Yeah, because when they show their independence, no matter how it takes, that's what's happening in that way, in that perspective. Because when you have that way and you have your own chance to, if you look at the words like the honeymoon, you're looking at them for the honeymoon phase. You're looking at that for the cycles, and then you're looking at the other word for caution. If you put the honeymoon in the middle, we have the cycles between, fate, karma, something ending, some beginning, right, for the man, and the woman has caution. Find out more information. Don't overwork yourself. Like that's what's happening for the woman. So both of them will feel the same way, right? It's like this is how practical it is, but it's funny in one or another. Like this is a funny reading, like no doubt about that, right? It's so funny, right? So I'm not trying to make myself laugh here, I'm not trying to, but it's very funny in one way or another, and no matter how it goes in one way or another, that's what it seems to be. So let's see what's these oracle cards, these lower oracle cards that I'm going to see. So we're going to do one on the guy's side, one in the middle, and one right for the woman's side. So let's see what's happening for this funny reading. So the man has, what do you want? What do you see in me? Right. So it's like he wants to feel like what she wants to do, and whether he's feeling like he wants to have fate, karma, something ending or something beginning. That's what he wants. That's what he wants to feel like that, because that's what seems to be in that way, and he needs to figure out that she wants to see what's happening in him in that way. Okay. So let's see what's happening for her on the right side. Drama. Yeah, she wants to have an acting way. She wants to act, and he wants to see her to have drama. Now I know drama is not a good word to say, but it's funny in one way or another, because she wants to have drama. She wants to have drama because find out more information. Don't overwork yourself. Like she wants to find out more information, and that's what she wants. But having drama is a very way of knowing what to do. But drama is like having chaos, having things to be overrated, whatever it is. But the way of this is, it's just how funny it is in one or another, right? So that's what she wants. But I'm just saying why I did say about overrated. It's funny. And what's in the middle say? It says, I cry at night. Yeah, see, that's what's happening in that way because when you feel like this, one or another, in the honeymoon phase, um, attending someone's wedding, it's very interesting. It's just the way how it works, but it's funny one or another. But that's what's happening in that way because it's like, okay, well, things to be good, but it's like, how would that be possible, right? So when you're crying at night, it's hard, but when you're in that honeymoon phase, attending someone's wedding, it's like it's fun, but really crying for the couple who are kissing, whatever it is, it's like that's what's happening, right? Oh my God, they are married or whatever, right? So I'm not trying to make myself laugh here, but it's funny one way or another, right? So it's like it's good cry, not a bad cry, right? Because it's like you're feeling like, okay, I cry at night. That's what this card means. So that's what it's doing. So tell me something about what do you see in me? Well, that card wants to come out. So let's see. Oh, I okay. So we have that. Is there anything else that I can think of? What I can say? So there's one in the middle that I'm going to read you. Is there drama for the woman? Oh yeah, that's what's happening. So let's continue. So what's happening on this guy's on the right side? The way I have treated you was wrong. Yeah, that's what's happening in one or another because when you treat people with respect, it's like that's how it's happening that way. If you're, if you treat people in the way how it goes. So the masculine man we know is Scorpio as the masculine man. That's good to know. And the woman is a Leo. Okay, so the way how this is, if the guys feel like this, and he wants to be treated nicely, that's what he wants to see in one way or another. Like he wants to have his own kindness. He wants to have respect. But if she's feeling the same way, that's what's happening in that way. Okay. So let's see what's for the woman. It says you deserve better. Yeah, because that's what she wants. That's what the Leo woman wants because she wants to you deserve better, and she thinks that, okay, I'm in love with you, but I'm not in love with you, right? So, but if they're going to a wedding together, if they are, it's very like they might be like a couple, maybe they're not, I don't know, but the way this is like almost a funny reading always. Okay, now the last one is in the middle. It says, you're too nice, I don't deserve your kindness. Yeah, so that's what's happening. Whether if you act to be nice in one way or another, that's fine, but the way how this is, if you be treated in the right perspective, that's all you can do. But the way how this is like you need to be, how to observe your own words to say, because of what's happening around that situation. So the way how this is, if you're going to a wedding, if you want to be attend to it, that's what's happening in that way. So if you are hearing this and it says you are too nice, I don't deserve you, you don't deserve your kindness. It's the way how this is, whether you want to act nice rather than being mean or rude or disrespectful, right? So that's what's happening that way. So the way how this is, no matter how it goes in that way, but this is the way it seems to be. So I hope you all like this video. Try to give a like, try to give a comment, but this is the funniest reading ever, and it does make you laugh. It will make all of you laugh, whether you like it or not, but that's what's happening in that way. So I hope you all like this video. Please give a like, please leave a comment, and I'll see you next time I do, and that's what's happening in that way. So thank you very much. Thank you. Bye for now, really. Thank you, and bye.